And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. Love. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pickup there, 22.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout, but let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, Luck flushed out right. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. now before they run this play on 4th and 1. We're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They are going for it. It's Locke. It's complete to Grant. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. On the crossing route, complete. It's Doyle. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
This give is to McCoy. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Andre Howell, the one to bring him down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's Luck now on second down. Eluding the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
The Colts with a first red zone opportunity in the ball game. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Now McCoy. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now it's Locke, escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
11.
A shotgun snap for Love. And that is incomplete. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me,
I was.
It sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
And now out comes Houston. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. And another timeout taken by the Colts, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Watch you now, Barney! Barney! Watch you now, Barney! Barney!
To throw on second down, Boyle. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Boyle. He's going to wind up and air it out. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big-time play there for the Texans. 41 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Play action. It's locked. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Luck. Flushed out right. And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, Luck. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howell. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A run by Foreman to start the drive. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Here's Foreman. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Throwing on first down. Boyle. It got his man complete. A huge play there for Houston. And even 50 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. A carry for Foreman. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard of the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Looking to throw. Boyle. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now Foreman. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
11 Z. That is right. 12. Color. 11 Z.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. Flush to his right. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And some room to work. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll run with Foreman. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Back to throw. Boyle. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jabal Sheard in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Set. 3-19.
Looking to throw. Boyle. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Well, definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Boyle. The quick slant caught. Give him 13 yards on the connection, but not enough. 4th down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that cat?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
53.
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Locke, eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Throwing on third down, Locke, escaping the pressure right. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Tenth carry now for McCoy. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw is Locke. Looking downfield for Jones. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Luck now to throw. Flushed out right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another first down. On first down, it's Locke. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Off of play action, Luck, flush to his right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The Colts on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is third down and 12. Now Luck. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Colts have got it back to a one-score game.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
Well, Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Watch it now, Barney.
To throw on second down. Boyle. And that's incomplete. Deontay Foreman, the intended target, out of the backfield. And that'll make it third down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
The Texans on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
That's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. From the gun, Boyle. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Boyle. Going deep for Hopkins. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And an alley to run. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. How about that return? Great blocking, great vision, all the way down to the 2-yard line. The only person who has to be upset, the guy who didn't get it into the end zone. That far and no reward?
Now the point after try for Santos. Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big-time play there for the Texans. 44 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Boyle. He's going to air one out. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Texans will extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now Love, escaping the pressure right. Looking downfield for, and the defense loses him. It's complete. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now a 1st down throw. Love. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's Luck. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Luck throwing again. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
To the air again, Luck.
Now he steps away. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Andrew Luck, his second touchdown of the night. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown.
Big score, first step in their attempt to climb back into this game.
Yes, but still some work to do as they get within a score here. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Lucky 56.
Again, it's Foreman. Now bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
11.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
How about that scramble by Andrew Luck? Sometimes we forget just how big, strong, and, yes, fast Andrew Luck is. When he came out of college at the Combine, shocked everyone, ran a sub-4 840.
And he grew up a big soccer guy over in Europe, so he knows how to use his feet.
That he does, and I think it has helped his legs along the way as well.
Quote. 622.
He'll look to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. This is McCoy. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw, and it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the fourth. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for two and decide it right now.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike.
And got his man complete. A gain of 39 that time.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, Boyle. Throwing right side, that's complete. Demaryius Thomas. That one goes for 24 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Leopard! Leopard!
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball on the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
Back to that Philly. Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They run again with Foreman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Ka'imi Fairbairn. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Ka'imi Fairbairn. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Texans are going to win the football game. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Texans, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans, clean money, I count stacks.